What is going on, fellow farmers? Welcome back to another episode of FS25 with your boy cjfarms. Today, guys, we're going to be back on the Ponderosa map. As you guys can see over here, our worker is just about finished plowing this field. And once he's done with this, then we'll take the tractor back to field number 10, I believe it is, the other field we have, and we'll get him started on that one. Today, what we're going to do is we are going to finish, we're going to put these trees in the wood chipper and start cutting down some more, because we have to get this done so that I can have a comfortable place to sleep instead of sleeping in my garage. But I hope you guys are having a great week, man. I hope you all have enjoyed the content. Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm still not really fighting the cold. I mean, I am still kind of congested, but the inhaler has really helped. And I went back and seen my doctor again the other day. It was Tuesday. And she was supposed to call another inhaler for me, but she didn't do it. So I got to call the office and find out what's going on with that. But the inhaler that she gave me seemed to have really helped. Like, it's really breaking up the stuff in my chest. Like, really, it really is, like, really good. And I've been coughing it up. So if you hear me have to clear my throat every now and then, or if I sound a little congested once in a while, then that's why, because it's that mucus coming up out of my chest. And I'll be glad when it's all said and done, it's all up. And I went and talked to her, and she asked me how the inhaler was working, and I said, it seems to be working pretty good. You know, is there wood in there? Dude, there's wood in my wood chipper. Why is there wood in there? What in the heck? Anyway, she asked me how it was working and if it was breaking the stuff up my chest, and I said yes, because she was concerned about some possible early signs of COPD, but being the fact the inhaler was breaking the stuff up in my chest, then that's not what it is. She said, well, that's a good sign. If it's all breaking up in your chest, then that is a very good sign. So I'm happy to hear about that. As a smoker, we can get COPD. It's just part of it. And I don't want to have that. I really don't want to have that, but it's not much you can do about it. I just pray for God's protection over me, and hope that it's not in God's will for me to have that, because that's the thing, man. God's in control, man. God is in control, and whatever happens in your life, if God allows it to happen, then it's going to happen. You know what I mean? But if God does allow it to happen, then it won't happen. All right, let's bring it about right here. Let's line it up. Nope, I did not mean to do that. What just happened? What just happened? What did I just do? Come on, back up, man. All right, we might have to reset the... Okay, there we go. I don't know what just happened. Man, what was that all about? All right. There we go. Okay, now we got it cut. Okay, let's bring it back here. Bring it back around like this. But I hope you guys are having a great week, man. I hope you all have enjoyed the content here on the channel this week. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to work over this way here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content on the channel. I know we've been talking a lot about the Bible stories this week and just in general. And I hope you guys are staying blessed out there, man. And God is... you're being blessed by God, which we're always blessed by God no matter what, right? Because we're just, God's always looking out for us no matter what's going on in our life, whether it's good or bad. God's always in it somehow. And that's what I always try to tell people, is that, no matter what you're going through, man, God's always in that situation. He's, I think I went too far. Okay, there we go. But God's always in that situation no matter what, man. Whether it's great, whether it's not good, God's always in it, and it's always for the glory of His kingdom, man. No matter what we're going through, it's always for His glory. So that's just how we got to look at it. And it's good to stay positive, because God's all about positivity, right? He don't want you being down. He don't want you being sad. God is there to wipe away all of our tears, man, and to take all of our sorrow, like we was talking about the cross the other day. Christ took all of our sorrow and our sadness and depression and anxiety. He took it all to the cross, man. He took it all to the cross, and we have to keep that in mind. All right, let's bring it over. This machine is so dope. I love this machine, man. I really love it. Oh, is that That almost went right in the wood chipper. There we go. Have y'all ever like looked up close on this machine right here? Y'all ever checked it out? There's actually a chainsaw that comes down and cuts the wood. I'll show. See it right there in the bottom of the cutter right there. That's the chainsaw, man. It's pretty dope. I'll show you guys here in a minute. For those who haven't seen it, the chainsaw comes right out and it cuts it, man. It just like cuts that stuff right into it. It's so awesome. All right, let's go on back here. There used to be this one machine. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, there used to be this one machine that had like this big long grinder wheel in the front of it, and it was a caged-in vehicle. You guys know what I'm talking about. It was a caged-in vehicle, and you would on FS25 is the game it was on. You would drive it up to a tree and turn it on, and it would literally cut the wood tree down to wood chips. And I wish I had that machine because it'd make this job so much easier. We'd have a lot of wood chips to pick up, but it would still make the job, a whole lot easier. You know what I mean? It would just make it a ton easier. All right, so let's zoom into it right here, guys, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So y'all can watch this chainsaw come out. Watch this. This is pretty cool. Right? See that? Isn't that cool? Look at that, man. And then it'll cut it again. See that? Isn't that dope, man? That's so awesome. Man, that's so cool how it does it. I love it, dude. It's so cool. And this thing right here is real finicky. You got to be careful how fast you go with it or it'll... Let's turn it a little bit. There we go. All right, let's get this next tree here. But yeah, well, we've been talking a lot about, Elijah, Enoch. We've been talking about, Adam and Eve, the beginning. I want to bring that down just as far as I can. There we go. And we've been talking a lot about, Jesus and the Old Testament and the New Testament. We've been talking a lot about, just the Bible stories in general. And I think it's inspirational stuff, man. It's inspirational stuff. It's life-saving stuff, life-changing events. And, if this world, if everybody in this world believed, right? If everyone believed, you know what I mean? Then this world would be it would be such a better place that we live in. It would. The world would be such a better place, man. But unfortunately, everybody's not going to believe, and there are going to be those who die without believing, and that's going to be sad for them. It's going to be very sad for them. So, all right, let's take it down. But, it's important to believe, man. It's always important to believe. I mean, I look at it like this, right? We have all these old history books, correct? All these old history books in school that teach us about people like Davy Crockett and, Daniel Boone and, the Southern heritage and Northern heritage and I mean, there's so much history that we have to look back on. Martin Luther King Jr. We have so much history to look back on, and people believe that, right? They believe that stuff happened, but why can't they believe that God exists? Because it's the same exact thing as history. It all happened in past history, right? It's all a part of history. So why can't people believe that God exists? Or, well, I say more people. I would say, why can't more people believe that God exists? You know what I mean? It's just like those history books. It's the same thing. It all took place in history, man. And there's so much proof that God is real. There's so much proof. The way that I see it, I look at the way the human body is designed. I look at the way that the clouds are formed, the way that the solar system is made. You know what I mean? I look at all that. The way the wind blows on our face, the way that, the dirt, how we were made from dirt. Remember, we talked about that. We talked about how we're made from dirt. And what's the few things that dirt has to have to make life grow? It needs minerals, vitamins, and water, right? Correct? And that's what we were made from, is dirt. And what's the few things that our body needs to survive? The few things: minerals, vitamins, and water. You can't tell me that's a coincidence, man. There's no way that's a coincidence. That is because God knew what he was doing. That's God's that's how smart God is, man. That's how wise he is. And he knew exactly what he was doing when he made us, man. and where he made us from. Anyway, I just think that's a good point, is that the dirt needs minerals, vitamins, and water to grow life, and we need minerals, vitamins, and water to survive. You know what I mean? So, or continue to grow. But, you know, it just some people just don't believe, and that's okay, man. That's okay. I just pray for those people who don't believe. I pray that someday they do believe, and that, you know, God will open their eyes, or they will have their eyes open to the truth. And it's just gonna, you know, it's gonna take us a little while to get all this stuff, you know, to get all the trees cut down back here. It's just gonna take a while to get it done. I love the close up on that, man. Look at that chainsaw. That's so awesome, man. That chainsaw is so awesome. But yeah, it just takes a while to get the hang of these machines. Just like the machine that's like this, that picks up your logs for you. Just take some finesse, man. Just take some practice and some time on, you know, getting the hang of it, man. It just really does. I want to get that as close to the ground as I possibly can. And that's how I've always done it. I always just drive up to the tree, cut it, and then back up. And when I back up, that allows the tree to actually fall down, right? Allows it to fall down. And then I'll, you know, bring it over in one pile here, and I'll try to get them in one pile as neatly as I possibly can. Let me bring it back around. And then once we get, that got caught in the machine. There we go. All right, we're gonna get that off the machine. That's not gonna wake. I don't know why there is wood stuck in the machine. That is bugging me to death. I don't know why it's like that. But then, see, now you can start taking your wood. Come on, come on. Well, I figured it was going to fall right in there, but I guess it didn't. Grab this one and drop it in there. And then once we turn the machine on, it'll just start, you know, as always, you guys know, it'll start grinding those up into wood chips. All right, so we'll turn this on. And there it goes. I hope it gets those other pieces of wood inside the machine. A lot of times if you put other wood in there, there's wood stuck in there, it'll, you know, normally it will get those other little pieces. But like I said, we're going to have to reset this machine because that is going to get on my nerves. But I don't want to lose my wood chips. If I reset the machine, we're going to lose what wood chips we have. So here's what we're going to do. Come on, man. Dude, don't act dumb this morning. Come on. I think we're going to reset this machine, but first, before we do, I think we're going to empty the wood chipper, because I think that's probably what we need to do. So let's go ahead and fold this thing up. What do we have in here? Yeah, we don't want to lose that. That's 83% wood chips that we would lose. We definitely don't want to lose that. So cool, man. So cool. I love Farm Sim. I absolutely love it. Guys and girls, that's going to do it for this episode of FS25. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are reading your word. I hope you're staying in prayer out there. Oh, yeah, we got to reset this vehicle, so we need to detach it here. But I hope you guys are staying in prayer out there, man. I hope you guys are happy and that you are staying loyal to God. You know, I hope you're living a Christian life. And we are going to go ahead and do a say right here. I hope you guys are loyal to God and living a Christian life. The main things you guys need to know about walking a Christian life is that there's a lot of things that God expects of us, right? Before we end the video, I want to say this. There's a lot of things that God expects of us, a lot. And one of those things, a few of those things, is staying in prayer with God, which means having a relationship with Him. You know, reading the Word, studying the Word, knowing the Word. You know, because our mind, knowing that word, man, we could save lives knowing that word. You know, we could really get a lot of people saved through the blood of Jesus knowing that word. You know, like I said, prayer, staying in prayer. Sometimes fasting. You know, we need to fast to prove our loyalty to God. You know, God wants us to do that, and fasting there's nothing wrong with fasting, man. I fasted many times. I've been anywhere between a 7-day fast to a 30-day fast. I've done it, guys, and it's pretty awesome what it does for your faith. It's just pretty awesome. But guys, read the Word, study the Word, obey the Word, preach the Word. Stay loyal to God, guys, and I promise you, if you stay loyal to God and do exactly as He asks you to do, He will bless you beyond your wildest dreams. The Bible says, God says, I will bless you abundantly. I will bless you abundantly. Think about that, guys. To get blessed abundantly, all we have to do is to be obedient to God. That's all we have to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you all so much. Until next time, this is CJ Farms, and one crop at a time, we are helping America grow. I will see you all in the next video. Guys, look where the wood ended up. Look at that. What is this? What is wrong with this game? Guys and girls, have an amazing day. God bless you all.